Oh, are we live? Shit. What's up, y'all? Hey, guys. Let me make sure I have sound. Hey, guys. Okay. What up, what up? Okay, so we click out of that. Let's pull up the chats. Hold on. Give me like 2.5. How are you? Oh, it's the water bottle that keeps popping. I was like, what is that? What's up, guys? Welcome to Big Snap Dark. Thank you so much for staying tuned in, tapped, and turned on. If you guys haven't already joined the fam, please go ahead and make sure you smash the subscribe button and click the bell right next to it. That way you guys are notified every time I go live. What's the dilly, yo? Hi, guys. Thanks for waiting. So today, finally, Mercury is direct. What's up, bee? All these bees. Mercury is direct, right? Are we excited? But we're going to talk about it. But, you know, it's in its post-shadow phase. So it's still kind of like, you know, it's throwing up from, you know, drinking too much Kool-Aid. Okay, so we've got, you know, well, I'll talk about that in a second. We do also have the moon in Aries now. I think it jammed in last night. So I'm going to be talking about that as well. Oh, if you guys are new here, I do timestamps that way you guys can fast forward. You don't have to listen to everything. So that way you guys can click back after the live video, though. So I'm going to talk about mooninaries. I'm going to pull up a couple of aspects too, you guys, that I want to talk about too, especially this Jupiter square Pluto. We do have Mars trining Neptune and also the Mercury sextiling Saturn, so I'll be discussing that as well. I am going to, oh my God. Well, you guys can actually refer to my Mercury Taurus video when I was talking about retrograde, how it was going to affect you, because I talked about the houses. Wherever you have Taurus in houses 1 through 12, you'll want to refer back to that as far as the houses. So today I'll just probably talk about how it's going to, now that it's direct, what the energy will be like for each rising sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, however you want to pertain it to. So I'll do that. And then I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm going to talk about anything else. I do have my decks here. So if the energy is calling for that, maybe I'll go ahead and pull as well. But yeah. So hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day if you guys celebrated that. I don't celebrate holidays, but you know, my parents still are in that whole little debacle, so you know, I participate for her sake. You know, she had a really grand day. It was fun, it was eventful, it was beautiful, it was relaxing, it was serene, it was everything. So hopefully you guys got to really enjoy that. And if you are, you have your own kids. Maybe one day Tisha will have her own kids. Unfortunately, I don't have any yet. So thank you to all who DM me on all platforms to tell me that. But, you know, one day, right? One day we're going to be optimistic about it. One day, because I would love to go through the whole process. It's so interesting to me. So maybe one day with the right person, come out with all 10 fingers, 10 toes, right mind. You know what I'm saying? Like all the things. So right now, you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the chats. Let's pull up the chats. Hold on. All right, I think. Okay. So let's do it. Let's see what's going on. So first I'm going to discuss, before I get into the Mercury going direct, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the, why do I have a New York accent right now? I'm going to talk about the moon in Aries. So let's see where we at, what degree. So right now it's at 7 degrees, so it just started, like I said, yeah, I had to go into last night. So you guys know Aries, first sign, so it's going to rule the head, the teeth, our tongue, things that we say, especially with the moon and our emotions, right? Our face, our hair. So, you know, wrap your crown. Because it's going to be booming towards attention towards that. And then also for the men, the penis area. So Aries is a cardinal sign. So let's think. So let's break it down. I always like to break things down. So our moon, you know, it's all about our emotions, right? And it's in a fire sign. Aries is a cardinal sign as well. So that's the energy of like feeling adventurous, being more optimistic, a little bit more cerebral, very active, high energy. I know I did a fire cleanse and I just feel like, woo, I gotta put this energy out, right? So also it can be very like competitive type of an energy too. Aries will make you feel you can be very like confident, very assertive kind of an energy to get shit done. You can have lots of ideas. Aries likes to be out on adventures and be like, it's a spontaneous kind of an energy. You never know what you're gonna get. My moon is in Aries. That's why I know this so well. So I'm like, this energy is familiar to me. So I'm at home right now. So it can leave you like very optimistic in a sense as well, but just people are going to be very impulsive and instant with expressing themselves. So remember, the moon was in Pisces this weekend. So if y'all feel like real heavy on the emotions and like a lot of things can be weighing you down, really find an anchor to get grounded. Hopefully you did that this weekend, because whatever you didn't act on this weekend with the moon in Aries, boom, it's all gonna like come out and people are going to say things that they've been wanting to feel, that they've been wanting to say, that they didn't get to say when the moon was in Pisces. You're just more feeling everything. So kind of get out of your head. If like you have like heavy energy, like shake it off and find ways to get out of it. You don't want to hold on to anything either, because like I said, when you hold on to energy, it can really sit in your solar plexus, like especially if you feel like you want to throw up and stuff like that. If you're feeling sick, you're holding bad energy there, negative energy, I should say. So you want to, whatever rituals and practices that you got going on for yourself, or sometimes you need to utilize your throat chakra and get things out of your head and out of your mind, and say what you need to say and do what you need to do. And that's moon in Aries, pretty much. It gives us that energy of feeling like we need to be kind of like on the go, like I need to be doing something. So I made sure I had a whole plan, because Aries, moon in Aries is going to be here until Wednesday. So, you know, it's like I perform very well under pressure. That's why it's like, I remember back in college, you know, if you had that energy too, where it's like last minute you would do your homework, or like the night before, 2 days before a paper was due. Yeah, that's moon Aries. So performing well under pressure, you know, completing tasks that we always kind of wanted to complete, just to kind of see what's possible, how's this going to happen. This kind of an energy is really good for business, really, really good for business. We're going to be really feeling like we want to get shit done, especially if you have goals, if you have things you are striving for. Your passion, Aries is fire sign, passion, whatever you're passionate about, you should be acting on those things. Remember I was telling y'all last week to get these outlets set up and ready? Well, this is why, because now the moon is going to be in Aries. This is a really grand time to, you know, if you have, like I said, if you have a business, if you have clientele, if you have things going for yourself, great. You can put all of that creative energy into what, you know, what you value the most and what you want to grow. This would be a great way to do that. You know, if you guys just work a regular job or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this is a grand time to like explore, you know, explore new hobbies, habits, things of that nature, or just get outside, adventurous, like take a walk, go on a hike. It's, I don't know where you guys are at, but no cloud, not one cloud in the sky the last couple of days, where I've been. So, you know, this is like really constructive kind of an energy. Whatever ideas you have, like put it into action, you know, or just at least plan it out. This is that, you know, Emperor energy, Aries. it's like being that positive leader, you know what I'm saying? Like leading the pack in a sense, to something good. You know, those qualities, and being very confident in doing so, and having hope that whatever it is that you're tapping into, you'll be able to carry that out. Moon and Aries, okay? That's like Aries energy. Because all right now, pretty much, oh, we do have Jupiter about to go into Taurus. I'll talk about that in a second. But all in all, you guys, for the most part, many people right now, we're all just trying to really figure it out, right? You're still figuring out your place in this world, whether it's with people, places, or things, or even just mastering self. So, you know, exploring our passions. This is the energy to do it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, because it can cause lots of stress and anxiety and all those unwanted feelings. And here comes the fear coming in, right? And the doubt and all of that. And you don't want that, okay? So on the journey to discovering who you are, it's not going to be easy. It's all going to be worth the work, but it's crucial. It's so crucial to get away from social media. You might have to take a break. You might have to remove yourself from people, okay? So that you can be in your own energy and feel confident, Aries energy, right? It's very crucial to self-reflect, do shadow work, really set your goals up nice. You know, of course you want to work hard at whatever it is that you want to work towards, right? You don't want to half-ass it. You don't want to put one foot in, you know, and one foot in and 1 foot out. You know, you want to be sure of what you want to do, right? And achieve whatever goals it is. So this time right now, self-care, honey, like, please. Like, if you catch yourself going into depression, or if you catch yourself talking about what happened yesterday or a week ago or 2 days ago, that's the past. You're bringing the past into your future. So you want to stay omnipresent as much as you possibly can, because if you keep bringing up past stuff into the future, into your present moment, then you're trying to set up your future, which is not even here yet either. And you're going to create circumstances later on that you're going to have to deal with. I always say this, guys. It's always, you know what I'm saying? So just focus on, like, right now. Just focus on this reading right now. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm focused here on the charts, talking to y'all. You see, you know what I'm talking about? So you just stay in the present. The only way you want to talk about anything old as far as self-care, right, is when you're reflecting. Okay, figuring out the root cause, why you reacted the way that you did, or why you feel the way that you felt, whatever emotion you're going through, and see where that came from. And then you start to ask yourself all of those questions. You start to journal, you meditate, think of those activities, and then release, right? So that's a part of, you know, there's levels to it when you're diving into shadow work and you're healing, and growing at the same token. So self-care practices like exercise, making sure you're eating healthy too, because whatever you put in your body also matters as well, because that can affect your mood. It can affect your energy. Like, for example, if I know, like, I'm going to be indulging, which I normally don't do, I eat like once a day, okay? I have way more energy when I don't eat. And I just hydrate throughout the day or whatever, right? So I know if I'm going to go out, I may indulge. I'm going to have, like, you know, an appetizer, a meal, and dessert. Like, I know my energy when I come back, I may feel like I need to take a little spiritual nap. I might get the itis, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know that I made sure I won't have anything planned to do after that, aka like energy work or anything serious, you know. Just kind of set yourself up for those times. Be very mindful within anything that you do. Just be mindful. That's all. Just be very mindful. And set your intentions. Really take care of your physical and mental health right now. Mental health is super key, because you can make, this energy can make you feel like you want to just fall off a cliff. Like, it makes you just want to give up. It makes you kind of want to end stuff. So if you're in that low place, you need to figure out how to get out of that. A way that you can tell if you're vibing low is, like I said, if you're talking a lot about the past, or if you're in the unhealed version of an Aries, which is like a great anger, aggression, yelling, you know, negative Nancy, like everything is irritating to you. You're just so irritated at everything and you're mad, you're vibing low. You're in a low vibe. You know what I'm saying? You could be going through some shifts. So you got to sit in that, figure out why, so you can get out of that, right? You want to flip it to be opposite. Because then you'll be projecting your energy. Sorry, I can't talk with this goddamn retainer. projecting your energy onto other people, versus or dumping on them, you know what I'm saying, without really even caring about their feelings and if they even have space for you. So we don't want to do that, because if y'all seen an Aries that's on the other side, yeah, it's no fun. It's no fun. It's no fun. So during this energy, like I said, Moon and Aries can be very adventurous. Now that Mercury's direct, it's still, it just got direct. So, it's still 2 weeks. Give it a couple more weeks, y'all. But as we progress and as we move forward, we're going to be wanting to get out, meet new people, form new connections. We're tired of either our old patterns and behaviors, and we're also maybe tired of the connections that we're kicking in with right now, or we're talking to right now. Maybe it's just not conducive. Maybe it's not helping us thrive. It's not pushing us forward. It's not building us up. It's not uplifting us. It's not supporting us. So that's hence where the new energies, you want new energy to come in, right? So you might be feeling that too. And like I said earlier, it's really important to communicate. I'll talk more about Mercury and Taurus in a minute, but you want to communicate effectively. Like if something's going on with you right now, like any type of situations that arise, deal with it right then and there. Yeah, if you're a little scared or you don't know what to say or how to do it, take a couple minutes, but don't let the energy sit there for too long waiting for something to happen. Some people like to do that, but then you just end up in that solar plexus, start building up that energy, and then you just end up feeling like you don't want to do nothing. You're really like affecting your energy in your vessel. So you don't want to do that, okay? So be open, be honest, be respectful, walk with integrity at the end of the day, okay? Being in your truth is like, walking in truth alleviates you from, if you're a person that likes to tell little white lies, or you know what I'm saying, or like just don't say anything at all if you're not going to tell the truth, because really you're hurting yourself. You're putting yourself in a detriment when you do that, at the end of the day, not the other person, you. So be open, also be open to new experiences too, and really just speak up when it's necessary. Don't be afraid. Like, show people, like, look, you don't affect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to really do that in these days. You got to really set those boundaries. You have to really just also to surround yourself with people that are positive, because I'll tell you, man, that misery loves company thing is really it's a deal right now. It's like, even when I'm like, out with people that I love and I hear something, I just don't even respond to it, because then I'm signing a contract and I'm opening a portal for that conversation. Like if I'm agreeing with you or laughing about something that I don't really agree with, like I just get quiet. Like I won't say anything at all. You know what I mean? Unless I have like an experience to talk about, or relating it to the topic right now for the other person to gain a new perspective, to help them heal and get out of the situation they're in, to see things in a new light. Boom, then it makes sense. But other than that, I'm like, so you want people around you that are supportive right now, and that see you, and that can really uplift you when you're in that type of an energy, that you're just confused, or you're lost, or you're mad, or you're sad, you're upset, frustrated, and all the things. Okay, you want people around you that's going to help you grow during this time, because that helps you even feel more relaxed. Well, for me it does. Like when people have other things going on, I'm not bombarded with them every single day. They're not texting me and calling me and all day, all night, like kind of an energy, because I have my things going and they got things going. And then wherever we catch up and talk, see each other, whatever, text, whatever, it's like right where we left off. You know what I mean? No hard feelings, because we understand that we got shit to do. So it also doesn't add stress either. Like you don't want people that are just peer pressuring you or telling you need to do this and you need to do that. Oh, Lord Jesus. Be like, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your lives. Don't tell me how to live mine. I don't care who they are, blood or non-blood. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever the hell they are. Yeah, don't put up with that. As far as our money, you guys, we have a lot of aspects. I'm going to talk about those in a minute that pertain to our money and our finances right now. So this would be a grand time to create a budget for yourself. Save for emergencies. And just prioritize, you know, either learning about debt or paying it off, you know, whatever side you're on about that. But just really avoid unnecessary expenses if you can. It'll really help you out, because with this Uranus and Taurus, we have Mercury that's back direct. Pluto's retrograde now, it's for a few more months now, so, and then it's going to move into Capricorn. It's screaming getting things together. I don't want to pressure you either, or force you and feel like you have to be doing something of that sort with your money, but you just want to be comfortable with where you're at. You want to be able to have experiences, right? And go where you want to go and do what you want to do. And you just want to feel confident in carrying those things out. So I just have to talk about it because that's the energy. We're going to be finding out more about what's going on in the world, you know, the decision that they're making as far as our economy, and, you know, certain things are falling down and new things are trying to be built back up, right? So it's just going to be kind of aware about it, but also set yourself up. Like, if you can avoid it, maybe don't DoorDash every goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? Because them extra surcharges and shit are crazy, right? Maybe think of like buying food and then planning out your meals for a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might even be funner that way, you know, jammed in the kitchen with your apron on, with the music going, you know, you got your little glass of wine or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or involve people that are in the house with you and just make it a whole, put that love and energy and put your foot in it, like they say, and make something at the house. But I know the weather's getting nicer. We're going towards, you know, what, summertime, Gemini season. So it's like, we're all gonna want to get outside. But buying like expensive clothing and all that stuff, like, you really want to kind of, some of us might already be thinking about that, like putting money and energy into other things that are more meaningful to us. So really focus on developing financial responsibility. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So let's move on to today's aspects, you guys. What do we have going on? Oh, we have something grand. So we do have Mercury in Taurus direct now. Woohoo! Is sextiling with Saturn in Pisces. So remember, Saturn in Pisces is like intuitive energy, very compassionate. Saturn being in Pisces for so long has really kind of forced us to, because, you know, it's a planet of discipline and things of that nature. So it's really kind of forced us to be spiritually in tuned, to really trust our intuition, to really trust our gut with the things that we want to carry out in our life. More than ever, Saturn in Pisces. That's that, okay? That way we can find a way to communicate our ideas and our plans and things of that nature, with trusting and knowing that it's going to be good, ideally for self. Okay, makes sense, right? So lots of clarity, okay? Just really, you know, that decision making is key, okay? So let me give you like, I feel like I have to do like a visual on this one. So for example, let's say, like, you know, like if Saturn was in Capricorn, and it would have been like more like super disciplined on things that we got to do in order to retain like material possessions and things of that nature. With Saturn in Pisces, it's allowing us to really go within to make sure this is something that we want to be doing. Like as far as our daily living activities, as far as our short-term, long-term goals, you know, just really trusting our gut and intuition on the things that we want to take action with and be responsible for this next huge span that we have, especially with Pluto and Aquarius. So it's kind of even more so when Pluto's retrograding, it's really forcing us to really make sure whatever we're getting our teeth wet with and our feet wet with, whatever it is, you know, is this really what you want to do? Where do you want to go? Where are we heading here? You know what I'm saying? So just kind of like, it's forcing us to really look beyond the surface, look beyond our eyes, because we really can't see anything with our eyes anyways, in a sense, if you really think about it, technically speaking. So it's kind of forcing us to go deeper, and to tap into our inner wisdom, and not go outside of ourselves, especially right now when we have all this AI stuff. I'm pretty sure you guys see all apps. Like I remember, like, what was this, a month or two ago? Snapchat added like an AI bot. I can't even get rid of it. It's like every app now, like even my Canva, when I go on and create, I'm on Canva every single day. And it's like these new AI backgrounds and all stuff. Like every single program now has like some form of like AI in there trying to help us in some form or fashion. And really, I think it's putting you at a detriment because it's taking away your own creative juices, right? Really think about that and notice what you're participating in. Are you really using your mind? Or are you like relying on things outside of yourself? So with Saturn and Pisces, it's really forcing you to kind of go in. So with this sextile, you're probably really going to feel it now that Mercury's direct. Like I said, develop a more, you can be more understanding with our emotions too, in the way that people speak. Because, you know, Taurus is more of a grounded energy. It's more relaxed. It's more of a conversation where you can kind of sit back and listen to each other and one another, and not just hear them, but really listen, you know what I'm saying, so that you can have a sound decision and response. So it's finding that balance of being very practical with also having really intuitive ideas and thinking, like allowing you to kind of really think outside of the box. So I really like this energy, honestly. It just, you can have conversations that really hit on a soul level if you're messing with the right people. Like I said, this energy is like, especially this sextile, because sextiles are good. This is super helpful for business, super, and for your finances. Super, super helpful. This is like where you want to learn and research a couple of things, because Mercury rules our thoughts too, you know what I'm saying, the way we converse. So it's kind of like, it makes you sit back. It makes you, this is that energy, like, you know, anything grounded, it's more slower, right? So you can really be slow with your thoughts and thinking. You can really take your time with making sound decisions, or really take your time with speaking to other people. You know, in the midst of conversation, especially when it comes to money, especially when it comes to signing contracts, especially when it comes to, you know, anything that's going towards your foundation, your stability, and things of that nature, right? Your financial forecast, so, or your goals or whatever. So, I don't know, I just feel like whatever ships you're sailing, at this point in time, it's going to be kind of crucial. You know, what kind of conversations are you having with other people? For the most part, for the majority of your day or the majority of your week, who have you been talking to all the time? You know, are they inspiring you, supporting you, coming up with innovative ideas to help you get out of whatever situation that you're in whatever aspect of life? Or are they just like the barrier of bad news? It's always something negative. Excuse me. They're always going through something. Excuse me. They're always bringing you down. You always have to, like, your energy's drained by the time you have the goddamn phone with them. Like, who are you really talking to? This is where you kind of can remain patient with yourself and stay grounded and know that, you know, your higher self, like, if you trust your inner guidance system, you'll know, like, oh, you know what? I don't need to be participating in this. I'm going to go over here. Like, you'll just know. And that's that inner wisdom, and that's that intuition that we all need to be tapping into. So yeah, that's that. What else do we have here? Put a like if you feel me. You know what I'm saying? Well, we do have, you know what? Oh, okay, Mars. Oh, okay, let's do this one, because Mars, I'm sick of Mars and Cancer right now. Even though it's at 27 degrees. It's squaring with Jupiter right now, but I'm going to talk about the trine. Just trine with Neptune and Pisces. Trines are good, right? So, remember, Neptune's in Pisces and Saturn's in Pisces. So, gosh, this is really like our ability to connect with our emotions right now. Mars taking action on, well, especially with Venus and Mars too. Kind of really taking action. Especially with Mercury going direct, with the moon in Aries. Adding all that up together, just really tapping into our spiritual side, really tapping into our creative potential, really going hard in the paint for the things that we want. It's going to be it should be so clear to you as far as where you want to put your time and energy into. If you are trying to maybe reach a different ranking at your job right now or your career, if you are trying to, go hard at, healing yourself and growing and, exuding the energy of the person that you want to attract, to have a family and a baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, it goes deep. Like, as far as if you want to build a career, now what is it that you want to do as far as building your own business? Or do you want to be a person that's selling knowledge or products, or you want to make something? Like, what is it? You should have something whatever that is, that can maybe end up in the long run helping your community out, helping people around you, but also helping yourself heal and just tapping into things so you can remember who you are and master self. There's got to be something. I don't care if you're just working on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going out there projecting and being mad and angry at other motherfuckers on the street, you in your own bubble. Like, you're like, okay, I'm going to do this shadow work for real now. Like, I'm really going to sit here and just cry it out and duke it out with my goddamn self. You know what I mean? Or really working on yourself and really creating like nice self-care routines every day and putting one foot in front of the other and staying present. Whatever it is, there's got to be something. There's something that you guys got to go towards. Hi, Anime. Nice name. So with that energy, we're going to be able, a lot of people are going to be able, it's going to be easy with that trine with Mars and Cancer and trining with Neptune and Pisces, because Neptune's in La La Land and Pisces right now. So it's going to make it more easy for us to really express our feelings, to really say, you know what, I want to do this, and like really carry out and do it and be super expressive. Yeah, I love the name. So, and just get creative, but in an intuitive way. Now, this energy, it can kind of leave you stuck up there. So you got to remember to bring those ideas and bring that spark that you have. Maybe you got a message in a dream. Maybe you were out one day and you seen something like, take notes on your phone so you don't forget. There's a lot of things right now. There's so many distractions and things in the world that can make you kind of forget. You can be like, oh, there's something that I wanted to do, but damn it, I forgot. You know what I mean? To really like bring it down, bring it on down. I need you to bring it on down here and really take action on it, though, because remember, Mars is debilitating Cancer. So, but with this nice trine we have here, it's like it's like opening ourselves up to be, to actually receive guidance. Like, you might be a person that's like, okay, I'm really just gonna go in my house, I'm gonna light all my candles, I'm gonna be at my altar, and I'm really gonna be like, you know what, I need the higher self come talk to me. Like, I need you to guide me right now. Thank you for everything that you've done, yada yada. Whatever it is that you do as far as your rituals and practices and morals, values, and beliefs that you have, what you got going on, it's like really inspiring us to really tap into our higher selves, pretty much. It's like, because the days it's all the old shit is done, y'all. Like, we got to think of new ways to do things, to go about whatever it is that we got to go about. Like, you become the innovator. You are the creator. So you invent something. You know what I mean? I can go on and on about that. Let me stop, because my moon is in Aries. I'm really like digging it in y'all asses right now. But this energy too, with Mars and Cancer trining Neptune and Pisces, well, Venus is also in Pisces, Moon in Aries. This can actually really be helpful for emotional healing. Okay. As far as like your spiritual growth. Like, if you feel like you're not connected, or maybe you are connected, you just want to know more. Or you want to tap into more of your gifts or your superpowers or whatever, little Marvel comic, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, if you really want to dive deep, this is the energy, period. This is the perfect energy. And then once you kind of stick to yourself, you're not worried about what anybody else is doing. You kind of just own your own world, and you just really want to pursue whatever it is that you want to know about yourself. Like, this is a great time. Like, right now, I'm kind of, I'm almost finished, though, this Gene Key. I don't know, I'm in a rabbit hole with that. So it's kind of interesting, though. And then it allows me a rabbit hole to go into like Greek mythology and so many other things. But it's fun. It's cool. I'm connecting with myself on a deeper level. So this is the energy if you want to connect with yourself on a deeper level, or just really get tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to making sure that whoever you're listening to, whatever voices you're hearing, whatever clairs you're utilizing, whatever it is, this is the perfect energy, guys. Okay? More so now than ever, we really have to trust our intuition. Really think about it. A lot of the information out here, how do you know if you're gaining true knowledge now? Everything that we've been told has been a lie. We're all finding out about it. They say one thing and then they've just been flipping their mind on certain things. You know what I'm talking about. So it's like, what do you really believe? Where's the real knowledge at, right? Well, you got to tap into your higher self. It's that inner knowing, that inner wisdom. Everything's within you. Because the days are over where you got to go outside of yourself. How do you know what's real? Where's the real knowledge? It's really just all regurgitated information from everybody in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be honest with you, unless you're tuned in, tapped in, and turned on, and you're receiving and you're channeling, and if you want to call it download, upload, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You got to bring it on down here. Bring it down. We might be able to utilize that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's something you being creative in some form or fashion and bring something to the table, or this is just knowledge, or you know what I'm saying? So it's everyone's different, but you can really tap into like some real good healing, and just walking in the power of love and being compassionate with yourself. That's that Pisces energy, Saturn and Pisces, Neptune and Pisces energy. Okay. Because here's the deal. Jupiter's about to go into Taurus this week. I want to say tomorrow. I'm going to have a separate video on that tomorrow. But right now, it's squaring up Pluto. And Pluto's retrograde. Jupiter is sitting at 29 degrees because it's about to go out. But while it still is in Aries squaring up, it'll be still squared up when it goes into, let me check for tomorrow, when Jupiter goes into Taurus. Let me see. Yep. So Jupiter will be in Taurus tomorrow, and it still will be squaring up. So, this is squares. Remember, boxing, not really a good thing. This is where we can really experience lots of tension. That's the second one I see in the same spot. What the fuck? Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Let me see if we have sound. Okay, anytime somebody calls me, it just messes up everything. Sorry, guys. So, what I was saying, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So Jupiter's squaring up with Pluto, which is not a grand thing. So in most cases. So like I said, there's gonna be a lot of tension between, like I said, whatever our desires are and whatever we want to grow. Okay. Now, you may feel limited in certain areas. You might be challenged in certain areas. You could be tested right now, pretty much. Go check out my Jupiter and Aries video to see where it was affecting you. I'm going to do a Jupiter and Taurus video, though, tomorrow. But you can see that's where you felt limited or challenged, okay? You know, some of us are going to be seeing that there are some obstacles. Like I said, all of this energy is not easy, but it's going to be well worth it. You kind of knowing what's coming at you as far as energy-wise, as far as what we're dealing with, this is how you can be on the up and up on how to handle this energy. And you won't be freaked out about it. This is why I bring these things up to you guys. So if you feel like you're being confronted, if you feel like you have some type of fear or doubt, really like figure out where is it coming from. You know, why are you scared of X, Y, and Z? Or what type of fear is it? And where's that fear stem from? We have a lot of fear mongering as far as social media, the news, TV, movies. It could be anything, whatever you're watching, whatever you're putting in your head. So try and find ways to overcome them. Okay. there's so many cleanses you can do or meditations to really dig deep, guys, and really tap into your inner strength, figure out what resources that you have that are around you already, in order to do so. Because like I said, things can be very challenging, but at the same token though, take it like this. Like, this is how I do it. Whenever I see something that's challenging me or there's an obstacle, I'm like, okay, you know, I can get real mad and upset right now, right? I can get real pissed off, but that's what this energy wants me to do, to feed into that, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be more solution based, and I'm gonna take this challenge on. I'm gonna take this as like a transformation. I'm gonna make this energy turn into my bitch, so I can empower my goddamn self and know that I can get over this. I can overcome it. I can do it. Now, I'm not thinking of all of those things that I just said in my head in that second, but what I do think about in that 1 second is, oh yeah, you're not gonna get me today. Like, especially if it happens like early in the day, I'm like, you know what? This is not gonna ruin my day. Nope, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna take care of it right now and get it over with, and boom, sandwich that out. Bam, conquered it. Solution, boom, found out what I can do, and I can move on. You know what I'm saying? I can be in the present again. Because if you don't, like I said, this is the energy, you really want to take care of things right when it happens. If not, it's going to be lingering. Just like, you eat a sandwich with onions on it. Your breath going to stink like onions mostly the whole goddamn day after you eat something with onions in it. It's going to be that kind of an energy. Do you want to have that energy lingering on you? I don't think so. So you really want to deal with it right then and there. So take on these challenges as a way of, you know what, I'm about to transform again. I'm about to, this is a catalyst for me to like put fire into my ass to change something, to, empower yourself, like really face your goddamn fears, and just embrace it more than run from it. Because the more you run from it, more, unfavorable circumstances will come your way. I'm just being honest. So you just got to really trust in your own power and just be resilient, and that way you can stand on 10 toes and put your crown back on and keep going and keep it pushing. Whenever there's fuckery in the dancery, you're just gliding right through that motherfucker. It's like you walking on the fire barefoot on the coals and just walking through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just does, like, you're in that energy for like, 5 minutes walking through the coals. You're just like, all right, bitch. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then once you get over it, you stop walking on the coal, you're done. It's over. It's a wrap. You dealt with it. You went through the fire. Boom, bam. That's alchemy, alchemizing the energy or transmuting the energy, right? That's what we're here to do. When you guys really get deep into, like, if you're really interested in learning astrology and all these other tools that there is, Lord Jesus, you will definitely find ways to alchemize. I swear, the word, just even look up alchemy. Look up the word. Look it up. Because you can start really being what I like to call as a chameleon. Just playing certain energies. Like, you know how certain planets I always talk about are in different zodiac signs. That's the energy, right? So if you learn to do that with your own goddamn self in your natal chart and what you came here with, it's just learning how to deal with how you came here. You know what I'm saying? Like, where the stars aligned when you were born kind of energy. This is what you set yourself up with. Okay, this is what you have. That's your template, your skeleton bones. And then once you learn alchemy and turn to alchemize and transmute, then you just won't get washed up under the current. You won't be played for as a sucker, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will conquer more than ever versus like fall into a rabbit hole of, depression or sad or not feeling motivated to do anything. You'll actually just stomp on all of that. You know what I mean? And go forward and break. So you got to really, in order to do this, though, you have to break free. You have to be acceptable of being uncomfortable. You have to accept change so that you can break free from these old patterns, behaviors, and habits and old ways of thinking, whatever your grandma taught you, your mama taught you, your teacher taught you, whoever. You got to break free from all of that in order to do this. So you can create something new. You can be like, some revolutionary. Like, we need those people that are using this. We need more of that. Okay. Anyways, I can keep going with that. So let's talk about what you guys came here for. Finally, is Mercury being direct. But remember, it's in a post-shadow phase, okay? So As I said earlier, hold on, let me pull it up. Post shadow phases last for 2 weeks, guys, just so that you're aware. Okay. And if you didn't watch my Mercury Taurus video, so just a reclip. So the planet Mercury. So I would say, so Gemini, and I think is it Scorpio or Virgo? I forgot. I think it's Virgo. Virgo and Gemini are ruled by Mercury. Yeah. Okay, so since we know that, so it's the planet of communication, right? Like I said, Mercury's been drinking the Kool-Aid. I always call it getting drunk at the party, out and everything, and now it's in its throwing up phase after partying for so hard, so long. So we still have that energy lingering, kind of like the onion in your sandwich that you just ate that's in your mouth. So it's going back to being stabilized in the energy of Taurus, right? More grounded, practical, stable. That's Taurus energy. So during this time during this phase, I always call this the phase of kind of like tying up loose ends in a sense, creating like new plans and new ideas on where you want to take action after. So you're in the thinking phase now. It's kind of like, when you get drunk and wasted and you're throwing up, okay, you're thinking of ways how to heal yourself. You're thinking of ways to hydrate. You're really trying to make yourself feel better, right? So that's kind of that phase on moving forward. You're trying to, think of it as like just getting a little bit more clarity. So a lot of people, some of you guys are probably getting a lot of clarity and you're really focusing on where you want to go now. Okay, you're like, yes, retrograde's over, woohoo! So now you're like, okay, now I can really start getting things together. Now I can really start taking action on certain things. A lot of people are so scared of Mercury's retrograde. So, now it's time to move forward. So pretty much here, finding ways to get grounded. Now, with all these planets in Taurus, okay, literally we have Jupiter's about to be in there tomorrow. Mercury's in Taurus. Uranus is in Taurus. The Sun is in Taurus. The North Node is in Taurus, which is retrograde. So this is the time to pay attention to the details. Also, like I said, Mercury being communication, your thoughts. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to what people are saying. Pay attention to also their actions too. Is their actions matching up with their words? Are you matching up? You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, what are you saying after? You can really find out your limiting beliefs on what you say after you say something. So say, like, for example, someone's like, hey, go and, why don't you try and audition for that group over there? You're going to be like, I can't sing better than the old boy over there, and then you'd be like, no, I shouldn't. See, boom, limiting belief. You don't think you're confident just by saying I shouldn't, or I can't, or I don't think so, or just pay attention to those words, what you're saying after yourself, and that's where you can find where you're limited in, wherever you limit yourself, I should say. So this is, I think with Mercury going back direct, since we're all thinking about material possessions and gains and things of that nature, things that we value, whatever we're going towards, having those conversations amongst yourself, amongst other people, being more knowledgeable and educating yourself about those things, and we're hearing that be the talk of the town, it's going to be highlighted right now, especially with Moon and Aries. It's like, okay, I need to take action now. So this is an energy to really, like I said, paying attention to the details, especially when it comes to your financial matters. It really means everything right now, especially whatever plans you're trying to commit to for the long term. Like I said, what are you setting yourself up in right now? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you working towards? Like, what do you want to do? Like, because remember, Pluto's going to be in Aquarius for 20 years. It's going to go off and on between Aquarius, but right now, while it's retrograde, really figure these things out. It's time to stay focused on your goals. What do you want to do? But also with all this earth energy, it's allowing us to be patient. It's allowing us to kind of like see where do we want to make our bed and lie in it, and it kind of think of it like that. Like, where do you want to, like, if they said, okay, where do you want to live? Like, where do we want to build your house at? And once, you know, you build that house, it's in that concrete and all the foundations built and everything in the walls and the insulation, all that stuff. Like, you gotta really think about it, right? Right? That's kind of the energy right now. Think of it like that. You're gonna, like, where do you want to set yourself up? Because then you're gonna be sitting in that energy for a hot minute. So if you kind of think of it like that visual that I just gave you, then you really gonna get serious, right? But you gotta trust the process though too, of things that you can't see. It's kind of like when you go into the house, you're gonna be like, okay, where do you want your bathroom? Where do you want your master closet? And you're just looking at beams and poles. But if you have the vision and you could see it, isn't it so much clearer? Like, you get more excited about the process and the journey, and you're just like, oh yeah, all these ideas. You know, I want to have like a rotating closet now that you could see the closet. You know what I mean? Like, oh, and I want blue in this room, and I want to have marble and gold faucets, and you know, I want a mirror up on the ceiling of my bedroom. Even though you shouldn't. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll start to think of those details, the fine details, because it'll be clear to you. You'll have a vision to go off of versus someone that just walks in and, like, you know, those people, they be on house hunters and like you show them an empty house and then the one of them can see everything. The other one's like, yeah, I don't know, because they can't see the vision. They don't have the vision, so they can't even foresee the details of it. Like, how do they want anything? They're just looking at beams and wood sticks and shit, and they walk around with a mask on and walk around like, it's so empty. Like, there's not, well, how is that? Well, the bathroom, the kitchen, huh? The island where? Like, they're so lost, right? So this is the energy to develop that vision so you can be fine-tuning details, okay, on where you want to lay everything out. So, you know, with this slower paced communication that everyone should be having, it'll allow you to really understand, like, especially if you have a mentor or a teacher or someone telling you some information, it should be, you should be able to understand and have the clarity that you need. If not, ask questions, be inquisitive, Aries energy. I'm a master at that. Like, I won't always ask, but I'm more of a leader than a follower, so I don't want to just follow anything that someone else is doing and thinking that it's right and it's okay. There's certain circumstances for that. Sometimes you don't need to ask. Depending on what rooms you're walking into and whatever activity you're participating in. But sometimes you do need to ask, right? So this would be a grand time to do that. Being very methodical and focused on things that are tangible to you as far as your goals, okay? Also with this energy, remember, it's still 2-week post-shadow, but after its post-shadow phase, you have to really prioritize your self-awareness. You have to really, what's the word I'm looking for? You got to find a way to regulate your emotions. You got to do it. You got to do it. Now, the moon's going to be moving around, okay? But this is that energy like moon and Aries. Like, you can be very impulsive and just do kind of, you just act without thinking about the consequences. But this is helping us right now to really, like, wait, think about it before you do something. You see how all these energies kind of, like, they make sense when you talk about them all together. So having that effective communication, being very practical in your daily life, you know, it's just really going to set yourself up nice. You'll be able to stay more in the present and then focus on your goals, your visions, and things that you want to obtain. And then if you have people that are backing you, supporting you, loving on you, pushing you, motivating you to go forward, you're going to get excited about these things. You're not going to feel pressure. You're not going to feel stress. Only you could be probably in that circumstance right there, stop your own goddamn self from doing anything. Your own limiting beliefs and fear and doubt coming from you. If you're around people that actually support you and push you up, and they have their own things going on too. So that's a vibe right there. I like that. You know what I mean? But if you have people that are around you that are saying, no, don't do that, stop doing that, just you know, like, if you want to start a business, that's like someone saying, no, just keep your job, don't do your business right now. It's not the time. We need money. You need money. You got this. You got to do that. You know what I mean? It's like, ew, really? Like, you're going to stop me from, like, carrying out my dreams? They need to get the hell out. Like, get their ass out of here. Like, no, siree. That'll cause a lot of fuckery in the dance tree. And then it's like, you don't want to find out about yourself. And you're going to be, like, miserable. And, oh, especially if you listen to them. You know what I mean? Lord Jesus, don't do that. You want to be around people like that you can bring out your inner child too and have fun, and they're bringing out their inner, ouch, excuse me, my nose ring. They're bringing out their inner child along with you too. It just helps ease the blow on some things. You feel a little bit more fulfilled, I think, from experience, especially with all these years of being with people in groups and building teams and the whole online entrepreneur world. You know, maybe this is the time, even if you don't want to start a business and you're happy with where you're at, I'm not saying nothing's wrong with having a regular ass job. Maybe you want to go put some skills into learning how to garden and then teaching people around you how to garden. You know, stuff like that. It doesn't always have to pertain to that. And then maybe with you figuring out how to grow your garden, then people are going to be coming to you. You could probably end up later on building your own goddamn community of, like, you have your own little farmer's market kind of ooh-wop deal, and people are buying from you. Or maybe either buying the education on how to plant something, or, you know, how to tend to the crops and whatever have you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could end up just naturally monetizing some shit and naturally making a living off of it. And then soon, you know, your little side hustle or your little hobbies turning into something big, and you can quit your job. You know, you didn't think about it. You were just so fine and happy and dandy with life. You were just like, focusing on you and your creative endeavors and what you want to do. And then all of a sudden, boom, it just naturally kind of shifted. And then here you go, set for life. You know what I'm saying? You know, you see where I'm going with this? You see, this is the energy that can play out for you, okay? So you can end up being very fulfilled in your personal and your professional life and even your relationships if you stay in the more of an optimistic kind of an energy and accept that all of these changes are here. But you gotta be careful who you're hanging out with. You gotta be careful of who you're having conversations with. And your own mind. Like, what are you saying to yourself? Your own thoughts. You know what I mean? Are you always repeating old shit? Like, you gotta deal with those things. Like, you gotta do shadow work. I'm sorry. Like, you just... I know it's hard dealing with the man in the mirror, but sometimes you just have to admit to yourself, am I putting my own self in this shit? Like, you know what I mean? If you're constantly dwelling on negativity, that's what you'll receive, okay? Let's move along. I'm going to just show you as far as, like, rising signs, you guys. We're going to switch it up. We'll switch it up to all the rising signs now that Mercury's direct. What to focus on. Make sure you go to my other video too and look at if you have Taurus in houses 1 through 12. So let's really tap in. Okay, let's see where, let me pull it back and see where Mercury's gonna be. Okay, so as far as Aries rising. Hold on. What? I don't know why my thing said that. Hold on, let me pull myself up again. Hold on, let me pull myself. Okay. Jesus. I don't know, YouTube's being weird. Okay, so as far as Aries rising, you're gonna feel a lot more practical, a lot more grounded than normal during this energy now. It's gonna allow you to really, like with that sporadic, adventurous, you know, kind of an energy, you're going to be able to utilize it for good. It's going to be a nice balance. It's like balancing the scales for you, which can cause you to really help you make progress in whatever areas that you want to grow in your life at this time, whatever goals you have. Like if you want to, you know, learn something, you know, learn a new skill set, or if you want to, oh, yellow butterfly. He really came up. Oh, if you really want to, that was a big fat one too. I'll look it up later. Like if you really want to start something new, or if you really want to, whatever goals you have in mind. Like if you want to move out of the state, you know what I'm saying? Like prepare yourself all the steps that you need on how to get to X, Y, and Z. Like it's there. The energy is there for you. Okay. Taurus rising, this post shadow, I feel like you're going to get a sense of relief. I know this has been your season. I I feel like you've been kind of questioning, because like, you know, when it's your season, you kind of just want to be more on the up and up, be happy, and just not really like be as responsible, or you just want to have more fun with life and just love life. Like you want to just be like, you know, people's birthdays be like a whole month. They were like, it's my celebratory all month. Like, so I feel like with this energy now, it's just going to make you feel, now that we're closing out Taurus season, you're just going to feel like relief. Like, especially if you're a stable Taurus. You can take this as Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, however you want to take it. But if you're not a stable Taurus, it's going to really kind of push you. And it's going to give you the energy to make you feel like, you know what, I can do this. I can carry this out. I got this. I can get back to, you know, where I was at and even better. You know, it's going to cause you to really focus on your long-term goals and just get more responsible, especially with your money. Like, you're not just going to be spending your money on anybody that ain't doing shit. You're going to be like, I'm going to make sure that you're doing what you got to do before I even help you out, because those days are over. Like, you're really going to be looking at those things, okay? Let's see here. Gemini rising. Gemini, I feel like, since, you know, Mercury, you're ruled by Mercury, during this post shadow, you're probably going to feel a sense of closure with people, places, things. I feel like this is a closing out kind of an energy. Who you fucking with, who you not fucking with, who's supporting you, who's not supporting you. It's like you're really going to see, this is like a confirmation. I feel like use this post shadow energy to complete something, to close out a cycle. Like, yeah, just closure. The word closure is just coming up for you. This would be a grand energy. Like I said, this is like where you tie up the loose ends during the post-shadow phase, right? So take action on closing those things out. So what does that look like? I don't know. You might, like I said, you might end connections with people, or you just might know how to deal with certain energies. It's kind of like, fuck you, you cool, fuck you. Like, you're just going to know how to categorize everybody based on your recent experiences, whatever happened to you during Mercury retrograde. What did Mercury retrograde show you, Gemini? And make adjustments as needed. I feel like that's what's going to help you out, because this is your ruling planet. So you could have been really in your head this weekend with Moon in Pisces, and then you probably feeling that energy of going into Mercury going direct, because the retrograde, you probably felt it, especially if you're born in Virgo or Gemini, especially if you're born in a Mercury retrograde, you know, somewhere. So it's a familiar energy to you. So now it's like, where do I need to, like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, think of a shirt where the threads and the buttons are missing, but you have the thread and the needle to put it together. You know, that's kind of what you're doing right now. Okay, so what do I want to do? You know, do I want to leave those buttons off, or do I want to thread them up and sew it back up together? You know, closure. That's the best, like, analogy I can come up with. Moving along. Cancer rising, semi-rising. So this post shadow, I feel like, because Mars is in Cancer and Venus is in Cancer, which y'all been doing a lot of crazy stuff with Mars, was at first in Cancer. Now that Venus just moved into Cancer and Mars is getting out of that energy, it's at 27 degrees, you're going to feel like a renewed sense of direction as far as where you want to go with your purpose or whatever direction you're trying to move towards. I feel like there's some type of clarity, because I feel like now that Mars is in it's like moving out, like it's at that 27 degree, and you're now Venus is in Venus is in Cancer. It's forcing you to kind of deal with your emotions now that you're maybe hiding or not wanting to talk about. You're going to get that balance now. Now it's like, okay, you know, I'm going to really go towards my passions, and I'm going to, you know, this is what I really want to do, as far as like, I want to be single, or I want to be in a relationship, like, or I want to have these friends. Nope, I don't want to talk to them anymore. Like, you know, whatever partnerships you have going on, you're gonna really like zero in now. Like you're really gonna be like, okay, I need to start. It's kind of like I stopped playing. All right, this is what I really feel. This is what I really want to do, and whatever that is for you. All right. Let's pull up Leo. Leo rising or sun, moon, however. We have Lilith in Leo at 14 degrees. A little Lilith. With this energy for you, since you're a fire sign too, you're going to be focusing on your health and your wellness. You're going to be paying a lot of attention to details and maybe different aspects of your life, but I feel like your ultimate goal is to like feel good internally, like really really nip your health in a bud, like really get it to where you want to go. That way you can start glowing and feeling good and carrying out your endeavors. So what does this look like? You might be stopping certain patterns, behaviors, or vices, you know, that weren't good for you. It takes 21 days to gain a habit, 21 days to lose one. So you probably might be in that mix of just really like, you know, knowing when to overindulge in certain foods that you shouldn't be, and or I should say indulge, not overindulge. Knowing when to indulge and knowing when to not, you know, kind of like just paying attention to what you're putting in your temple now. Like what gives you energy, what makes you feel like low energy. You know, you're going to be really like, those things are going to stick out to you like a sore thumb. All right. Virgo rising. Virgo, so you're ruled by Mercury. So during this post shadow, you're going to feel like just more stable and more grounded. Like this is a good thing for you, like you and Gemini. So, but you might be more focused on, let's say for a while you're kind of, oh, that's a pretty ass bird. Let's say for a while you were just focused on helping everybody else out. Helping yourself out for a while. Like you took a break helping everybody, and then I feel like you were helping yourself. And then now I feel like, okay, you're spinning the block again. Now it's like, let me take care of my home. Let me make sure home is straight. Let me make sure, you know what I'm saying, home is good. And, you know, the family's straight, the kids are straight. Like, let me just go on and tap in real quick because that's just your nature. So now that Mercury's direct, it's back to your nature in that aspect. Thinking and caring about them, because for a minute there it was you, like you doing you. So now I feel like hopefully that'll be like, it'll balance everything out now. If you have all your ducks in a row, cross T's, dot your I's. All right, Libra rising. We have nothing in Libra right now. Libra, I feel like you're gonna be like Cancer, like really kind of getting like this clarity about your purpose too. But I feel like with Mercury going direct, it's gonna give you a sense of being able to, I feel like since Mercury's retrograde, you were dibbling and dabbling on ways on like, what are you gonna pop out with next? Something was brewing, and now it's gonna cause you to really express yourself in a different manner. Like you're gonna be able to express yourself, whether that's like how you look, how you talk, how you walk, whatever you're tapping into. You're just gonna be moving a little different. You're gonna be moving a little different. You might even get a little creative too. Okay. Scorpio rise. You heard that? Scorpio rising. And my door's closed. Scorpio rising. Do we just have that eclipse? I feel like we're getting out of that energy because we're about to go into a new moon, so we're out of that energy. For this post shadow, I feel you're going to be like Gemini in a sense. I feel like you're going to get closure too. you're going to get a lot of closure. Like this Mercury retrograde could have showed you a lot about people, places, and things as well. And so you're going to be able to close things out. For yourself personally, I feel like there's something that you had to take a detour on during the Mercury retrograde. And so now you're going to see, it's like you're going to have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, so that you know what you need to complete, like where you need to finish things up at. You know what I'm saying? So you can move forward. So this is more so, Scorpios, this is like for you. This is about, you know, this should have showed you how spiritually inclined you are, or just showed you something about your spiritual growth. Okay? Did you grow? Did you develop? Did you change? Did you evolve? Or did you not? It's going to really show you now that it's out of retrograde. So you're going to be like pondering that and thinking about that right now and figuring out like, okay, seeing things like where you need to put a little extra work at, where you don't, where like people, places, and things where you need to just let them go, like for once and for all kind of an energy. What things you want to get started, what you need to, you know, I feel like, yeah, just lots of clarity on that. Some closure and, yeah. Sag rising. So we got Moon in Aries, Chiron in Aries. And Jupiter's finishing out Aries. So it's fire, the only fire energy we kind of have right now. Oh, besides Lilith and Leo. But Sag rising, I feel like with this retrograde, you might, this should have helped you. So with Mercury retrograding, it should all, like the way that you presented yourself as far as like your thoughts and the way that you were speaking to people and how you spoke to people, so that you can either gravitate toward people or people would run from you, depending on like how you think, right? You're really intelligent as well. But I feel like you're going to be able to shift in a way that you're just going to be more focused on your endeavors. You're going to be like, you know what? So what if they don't want to do what, believe with what I say or tap into what I got going on? My money's just, my bag's only going to get bigger. Like you're going to really focus on your money, really focus on your stability, really just pay attention to details that you are. This retrograde should have showed you all the grand aspects of yourself. Like you shouldn't change who you are. You're unique within your own gifts and talents, and you shouldn't have to like lower yourself in order to gain people in your circle. You know, they're not where you're at, then I mean, you can't, because I feel like that stunted your growth. You know what I'm saying? So you should have been able to see all of that. So it's like, you know what? Sagittarius are like, I'm just gonna like I'm gonna do for me. Like I'm gonna keep going. So back to the regular scheduled program for Sag rising. Capricorn. So with all this earth energy, this is going to be good for Cap risings. You're really going to tap into, I want chocolate. You're really going to be able to tap into the things that you want to grow, things that you want to expand. This post shadow should really show you where you want to put your time and energy into and what you want to focus as far as your career, your goals, you know, whatever activities and things that you're tapping into. I feel like this should have gave you a lot of clarity, like especially if you're ever Cap rising that was really behind the scenes trying to figure out what you've got going on, what you want to do, what you want to get into. You probably were shown glimpses of that, and then you were either you want to dabble into it or not is the post shadow period. Okay, you probably had a lot of opportunities. So now it's like, which ones are you going to act on, pretty much, you know, as far as the direction that you want to go. And also too, this energy, it's like how are you talking to, you know, if you're in a love relationship, or if you have family members around, or whatever friendships you have. You know, how's that been going for you? And you're also going to be really paying attention to, you know, okay, these are people I can work with as far as business related. Friends, okay, these are friends I want to get to know a little bit more. These ones, they're not my assignment, gotta leave them alone. You know, you're really gonna, that's gonna be a highlight for you too. Okay. Aquarius rising. You know what? Let me see where the, so Aquarius rising, I feel like for you, since Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius right now, it's causing us to really go in and create those plans and things of that nature. So it's just gonna really have you focusing on your stability, focusing on being more grounded in the areas that you want to grow. As far as, you know, like if you have kids, or if you're trying to create a family, or, you know, at home, like the domesticated kind of an energy. Like, what do you want to focus on? I feel like during the retrograde, it should have caused you to get out of your comfort zone, try and find those social groups and talk to people and get to know. You're like, okay, I did that a little bit. All right. Well, now that Mercury's kind of going direct, it's kind of like finding the balance of going back home to self and really making sure that you feel good with whoever you tapped into, whatever connections you got connected with. Are these people, are these the type of people that you want to bring to your house or let inside of your home, which is you, your temple? You know, get to know you a little bit more. So you're going to be like thinking about that and pondering about that. Let's see, Pisces rising. Oh, you know what? So hold on. We're going to have the moon. Okay, so Aries is going to be moon in Aries until Wednesday. Then it's going to go to Taurus all the way until Friday, which is the new moon on Friday. We just had the moon in Pisces. I gotta think of this opposite. We have Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. I talked about that earlier in those aspects. So I feel like for Pisces risings, you could have been really in your head a lot. You probably got a lot of messages in your dreams. But I feel like this energy, now that Mercury's direct, instead of just thinking and pondering and being la la land and staying there and be like, oh, I could do this and that, and saying in your imagination and your inner childlike energy, and now it's like it's going to cause you to act those things out. Make those thoughts a reality. Bring them down to 3D, honey. You know what I'm saying? Really talk about it amongst your people. Like cultivate ideas in social groups and talk to other people as far as your creative pursuits. I feel like now you're going to really express yourself in a different way. So it's going to be a grand energy for you. I feel like this is really good, especially with the aspects that we have playing out. What's up, Mark? Hey, what will this do for North Node and Taurus? You mean as far as what? Because North Node is retrograde right now. As far as like the Mercury going direct in Taurus, it's just you. It's up to you. Like you have to really find ways to converse or think about, right? Since that's a planet of communication and thinking, your thoughts on certain patterns and behaviors that are more aligned with you operating in activating your North Node. Because remember, our South Node is where we're comfortable and where we, you know, it's like this putting us in lazy mode. Like if you have other people that ain't got really shit going on, then you're not gonna do shit. It feels better like if you not getting uncomfortable. North Node is uncomfortable energy, but you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable so you can live a comfortable life, right? So you have to think of, it's going to be like more, you got to be more clear on the way you converse with other people, the things that you say, because remember, also thoughts become things. What are you focusing on the most? Who are you talking to and conversing with, so that you can tap more into that North Node energy, that unknown energy, because that's why we're all here. We're supposed to create. We're supposed to you know, think of those innovative ideas. So this would be a grand energy for you to make sure whoever you hanging around is talking about those subjects. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, for example, you're all into like, you want to learn crypto and Forex and all that stuff. If you hang around a whole bunch of bums that think that that's retarded and, oh, that's bunk, you shouldn't even do that, da, da, da. Well, you might need to change your circle of who you're speaking to, because that's something you want to do. This is your mission. You know, God gave you a plan. You know, you only can see that vision. You got to be able to play that out. So that conversation ain't hidden. You got to like remove yourself from those conversations and recognize really what you're feeding your brain, because you can be a little bit more sensitive when it comes to that. Okay. So I feel like you're going to get more clarity on that though. Like you're automatically, like your energy, if you're tuned in, time to turn on, because you watch my channel, you're going to automatically be tuned into that. Like you're going to be like, yeah, I ain't talking to them, or I ain't hanging out. You know, it's not even the energy of like, I'm not going to bring this up in front of them. It's going to be like, you're just all together not going to want to be in that energy, period. Your auric field will not want to touch theirs, period. You're just going to be uninterested. Why? Because you're trying to, when you're in the energy of trying to get your shit together, especially moon and Aries, you're going to feel that. You're gonna be like, you know what? Forget that. They ain't on nothing. I'm about to be on mines though, right? Like once I get on mines, they're going to be all up in my DMs, or they're going to be calling me or whatever, trying to hang out, whatever, get information from me. Nope, you should have been there when I was like riding the bus. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in the limo and they want to know what's up. You should listen to me. You know what I mean? It's going to be that kind of an energy. So I feel like you're going to gain clarity on that. You know, be more focused on your goals, your finances, just being a little bit more comfortable, because you do have also the new moon happening on Friday in Taurus, and it's going to boom shift right into Gemini. Okay, so I'm going to have a video on that, but you want to be able to build comfortability within your life. Remember, Mars is debilitated in Cancer, Venus is in Cancer right now, so it's like having Mercury go back direct. Now it's like, okay, let's really figure this shit out. Like, let's really figure this out. How can I create a sense of comfort for myself that makes sense right now at this day and age? Like, should I go buy my apartment right now and pay $2,000 for rent? Or should I stay at my parents' house? Or should I, you know, rent a room for $600 for my friend and then focus on my foundation stability and have these conversations and with other people and learn from somebody that, you know, I can gain information, set myself up real nice, maybe like work extra hours, save that money, use that income to grow my business or to put into my, you know, crypto wallet or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then I can move out of there and get my own spot. And then you'll be like, bam, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really going to have you, it's going to have you set up like that. It's going to show you, oh, you're welcome. Does that make sense though? It's really going to show you like, you're going to just be focused on what matters to you. Like whatever matters to you right now, you're going to put attention towards it. Now, things might not be easy, but if you want to activate your North Node, you got to do those things that aren't so, you know, easy, because it's going to be worth it in the long run, right? So focusing on what matters in your life to bring yourself stability and security and material possessions, Taurus energy. Because Taurus doesn't like to have nothing. So think, if you guys take the energy, look at it like that, like North Node being in Taurus and it's retrograding right now, it's kind of like telling you, okay, act like a Taurus, think like a Taurus. I know Taurus is a little slow, but Taurus doesn't really like change. So it's forcing us to kind of like, you know what? Okay, let me figure out what I want to do before I pop out. Let me set myself up knowing that I have to change, knowing that this financial system is going to change. Am I prepared for that? Like, do I have multiple accounts right now? Am I knowledgeable about certain things? Where are my investments going? And that way, when you do make a decision, once North Node moves out, then, you know what I'm saying? You see how this all works out? So learning new information and learning how to process that is like definitely key right now. I'll do a separate video tomorrow. I'm gonna do Jupiter going into Taurus. I'll do the new moon video as well. What else do we have happening? Yeah, I'll figure it out as the week goes on, you guys. Just make sure you stay tuned and time to turn on. So let's really quick, let's switch it up. They're telling me to pull. I have time. Let's pull. Let's pull some energy. Let's see what our energy is calling us to do right now. You know what? These ones are calling me. Let me just do a check first. Yeah, I love when you guys ask questions. It's kind of dope. Yeah, and then we have... Yeah, Mercury's at 5 degrees. All right, guys. What does the collective need to see at this time? What does the collective need to see at this time? Oh, shit. You see that? Just like somebody like snatched cards out of my fucking hand. All right, let's figure out what's going on in the dancery. Yep, look at that. Financial constraints. What did I say earlier? This is just literally confirmation. Pay attention to make sure you're not buying, you know, making those purchases like I was telling you guys. Big purchases. Let me look at the spread. Yeah, like creating a budget, like prioritizing. You know, are you gonna eat out all week, DoorDash it or whatever, or are you gonna like actually buy food? It could be a little bit cheaper and then cook it yourself. You can even make, you know, some lunch boxes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so are you gonna buy expensive clothes, or are you gonna put money towards like buying things for spiritual growth? I don't know. You know, whatever it is for you. Just giving you guys examples. So that's that energy, financial constraints, because 1 + 3 = 4, which is masculine energy taking action on building that foundation, right? Having that balanced energy. What are you building towards right now? Are you making sure everything makes sense? I know, like, man, somebody, who was it? This couple, they started living in their van together that I found out. Where did I find out this news this weekend, actually? She said that her and her man, they lived in a van. So better than like, you know, living in a house. I'm like, okay. And then sometimes they might squat at their friend's house and stuff. But guess what? They end up saving hella money and they're living their dreams. They're happy about it. And now they have enough money saved up to get a house, not an apartment, an actual house. You know, they might even have enough to buy some land. You know what I mean? Like, so, but they did that sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? They didn't spend money on unnecessary things. And they also have a car that's, they were borrowing someone's car that was electric too, which was smart. But, so just thinking in ways like that, you know, like I said, it might have been uncomfortable. It might have been really hard, but that's the energy we're in. Sometimes it's worth it to sacrifice certain things. Less is more in a world that we live in right now. Less is actually more. So then you can set yourself up real nice. Because I know this energy can cause a lot of stress, anxiety. Look at that. As I pull it, we have storm warning and anxiety. And that's what we don't want, right? When I see the storm warning card, it's like a brewing of a new beginning. 10 = 1, right? So we're closing out. This is Babylon falling. This is all of our old system breaking down, right? So just think of it like that. Everything around you is breaking down. So what does that mean? You have to remove old patterns and behaviors and ways of doing things. Unprogram to reprogram so that we can move into this new phase, right? It only makes sense to have a new beginning. Number 1, masculine energy, taking action, new beginning, new journey, pack my bags and go. What are you gonna do? Where do you wanna go? What do you wanna see? And so the warning word is kind of like, okay, well, that's the warning I've been telling y'all about how this energy's been moving for a long time now, about whenever a planet shifts into a different zodiac sign, about the aspects for the day, what energies you're faced upon, you know, for the week, whatever have you. It's like I'm utilizing astrology to warn you, right? So we're just kind of being warned. Like, it's kind of like you don't want to have the anxiety of it all, right? Because you want to stay in the present. It's just good to be in the know about stuff. So what kind of books are you putting your nose into? What are you watching as far as content, as far as TV, you know? What are you doing for self? What are you doing for yourself to not cause this anxiety? We got to end that, okay? I feel like it's going to be the end of it for some, for most actually. 1 + 8 = 9. Getting out of that kind of an energy. Because anxiety only brings fear and doubt and anger and anguish and all those things and projecting and yada yada have you. So it's just all about shadow work, right? Continue to heal so you can grow, okay? The more you heal old shit, the less you'll really care about what people have to say about you and how you move and what you do. It's just all that's going to matter is your own happiness and getting it from yourself, period. You can't fuck with a person that's like untouchable energy to me. Like, you can't make me mad. It takes a lot to piss me off. Oh, I'm talking a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's powerful because you're not giving anybody your power, right? So make sure you're not giving anyone your power. You know, and you got to operate out of love, and you got to heal your heart chakra. If it's blocked, you got to heal it. 38 = 11, which is a master number. Taking action and out of love, doing things out of love, not because you want something back. You have to detach, right? It's just law. So just still operate out of love though, you know, whatever it is that you do. And you have to remember, not everybody's going to act like you. You know, like if you're super supportive and you're so positive and you always do all these things for people, well, it maybe kind of pull back your energy just a little bit. Not saying stop being that or stop doing that. But if you really think about it, operating out of unconditional love, woo, that's like high. That's like the ultimate high right there. That's like super high. That's like untouchable high. Like if you can just really like, that's really, you don't give a fuck about anything and you're just literally like, oh, I love you. Like I love this. I love, you know, you love everything, even though you know there's a dark and a light to every situation, but you love it all. That's embracing like your shadow side, knowing when to bust out your shadow, aka pride, ego, whatever, when you need to in cases of survival or some shit like that, or instincts. You know what I'm saying? Like not for manipulation or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you love all parts of yourself and everybody around it. Like the love frequency is deep, and when you're hurt and you haven't healed, that's a trauma, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to operate more in South Node energy, especially with relationships or connections or whatever ship you're sailing. You're going to be like a whole either a Krishan Rock situation with your love relationships, or you're going to be bonding with people that misery loves company kind of an energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you at, South? That's South Node trauma, bonding. Oh, Lord Jesus, to that most high. You don't want that. They're glorifying that right now because they want us to operate in that low energy, which is the root chakra, right? You want to operate your crown, activate your crown energy here. Bam. Open that first eye, aka third eye, whatever you want to call it. So that way you can really focus and go within, right? And then operate at a higher frequency. Because when you do things for yourself and you find, like, you have that inner knowing, inner guidance system, like I was telling you earlier, right? Now's the time to really listen to your intuition and not go outside of yourself. Now is really the time, like more than ever. More than ever. So you got to really stay tuned in time to turn on to your goddamn self right now. You can't really, like, you should already know. I'm not going to repeat it, but y'all can go back in the beginning of the video when I was talking about that. So have the strength to move forward. You know, sometimes people have either survivor's remorse. Let's say, you know, a couple of your homies done, you know, transition, you know, and it's like, damn, you kind of feel bad because, like, I was there, but nothing happened to me. You know what I mean? Something happened to them. You kind of feel bad. Survivor's remorse of, like, actually coming up on the come up, like having the money, having whatever, all the material possessions and things of that nature, but you're, like, still sad. Like, you pouring one out for the homies, like, damn, like, this is supposed to be me and you. You know what I mean? Like, people have that, like, survivor's remorse, but you got to kind of, like, get out of that stuff. You have the strength, and you have to just adapt to the changes that we're at now. just know they're on another playing field right now. You know what I'm saying? Spirits are infinite, so I mean souls are infinite, so it's just kind of like you got to really live for you at this day and age. Like you have to have the strength to walk away. You have to have the strength to walk away from people. I feel this deep. I feel like this is really a huge topic right now. And I'm feeling this on a soul level. Like some people, you know, like they're just not doing it for you right now. And it sucks. Like you know what I'm saying? You might love them so much because you're attached to a personality. But sometimes you gotta drop them off on the elevator up. And it's gonna be so hard. It's probably the hardest decision, but those are the things, like with Mercury in its post-shadow period, and then operating that North Node, like this is what we're supposed to do, and then being that creator and inventor, you have to remove some people. I don't care if it's a family member, if it's a friend you know for 10 years, if it's a relationship, if you're married, like there's other people out there. But you gotta really, if you're still here, why be miserable? It's like you're choosing to be miserable if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not really happy with fucking certain people or talking to certain people or doing certain things, get out of it. This is what matters, you. So you have to find the strength to let go. Use this 2-week shadow period to do it. I'm seriously, like use it. Tie up those loose ends. Figure out what you want to let go of. Figure out what you don't. It's really now's the time. At least do that for yourself. Release. Like you gotta release. You gotta release. You gotta release. And if somebody's like later on, they on your type of time and you on their type of time, that means AKA you guys are vibing on the same frequency, then boom. So be it. But for now, you gotta really you gotta have the strength to walk away. You gotta have the strength to just do what's best for you. With no explanations either. Period. Mark said 100. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but you know, some people aren't going to get the kind of journey you're on right now. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to feel you, and that's okay. That's all right. But you have some sense of direction. You're utilizing your right mind, and you have a mission that you want to carry out. You have a vision that you want to bring down to 3D, aka whatever. Make shit happen for yourself. So that way you're happy and you're good, and then you can come out to the helping everybody else out and trying to, you know, spread the love or whatever, or fill up everybody else's chalice. However you want to do it. But for now, if you're not where you want to be and you're unhappy, you got to check your circle. You got to check who you're around. You got to check things you're saying to yourself. And you don't owe nobody a goddamn thing. Not even your parents. Not even your kids. You know, they say, like, the kids choose the parents. So crazy. I know it sounds jacked up, but I'm talking about this on a soul level, okay? Like, if you watch my channel, you know I shouldn't have to explain, but if you think of some other surface stuff, yeah, maybe this ain't the channel for you when I say stuff like that. All right, so I'm going to pull out some tarot astrology, the tarot astrology deck. I love this deck, and see what other messages we have. What do we need to see for this post-shadow of Mercury? What do we look forward to? Yo! I'm telling you, this deck be talking. You guys, make sure you're thumbs upping the video, too. That was video circulating. Percolate. All right. Up. Woo. We do have some reversals. We'll talk about those first. I'm leaving the other oracles up here. But barely any reversals out of everything that popped out. That's good. So most of us are accepting this change. We kind of want things to change. We want to grow. We want to learn more. We want to master self. We want to know our superpowers and our gifts, and we want to utilize them to we want to be guided in the utmost high, right? We want to, it's like we're craving for that. You know, life hits a little bit different when you kind of know you're, like, do like a past life regression reading, or really tap in, like I said, gene keys. It's more than just your natal chart. Like, there's so many other tools that'll get you in a rabbit hole real fast. Because when you figure out who you are and you're more tapped in, that's opening different parts of your brain. Like, that's connecting different it's connecting different things in your brain together that were probably dormant or weren't active, and it's electrifying that. And you're also saying, yes, I'm open to change. And you might just, this is the season where people's like all your clairs or your superpowers and things, like if they see that you are ready, it will be open and revealed to you or for you, right? So please, you have to gather the strength. Okay, some of us may feel, like I said, it's not easy. You know, we all feel an emotion. We probably felt something over the weekend, moon in Pisces, a little emotional, feel like we can't go further, or we want to stop something, or mad, sad, upset, crying, whatever. It could have been a certain experience, or it could have been just us really like looking at everything, big picture, in a more, because Pisces energy will have you up here, like really up there. Talking to your higher self, getting visions, downloads, uploads, whatever you want to call it, in your dreams too. Like you could have got messages and like a lot of clarity in that sense, but now it's like, okay, moon is in Aries now. Now I'm going to act on this. So, you know, you got to just find the strength. It's time to get shit lit. Okay. Once you're in that energy, I always say, don't stay there for too long. You know, out of mind's devil's playground, especially, ooh, that's a pretty color car. Especially like if you feel kind of lost in the sauce, it's not a good place to be, especially if you don't have support or people that are in the same accord as you to get you out of that, and you're the only person getting yourself out of this. Ooh, you know, you got to turn that front upside down. You got to really tap in, okay? You don't want to do any emotional spending right now, like retail therapy. You don't want to invest your time and energy into people and places and things that actually really don't care about you, because then that means your esoteric coin bank is empty, right? Like, how are you going to be giving and dishing all these coins out to people and they ain't even putting it back in your cup? You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at those things, you guys. Some of you guys could feel like you're over it. You know, like you're over just certain things. You're over, whether that's over yourself or certain aspects of yourself, where you're craving, your soul is crying for change. Maybe you just don't know how to do it. I would just say start looking things up. You know, YouTube, you can go to TikTok University, whatever makes you feel good. You can talk to your higher self, whatever makes you get out of that negative, low vibing energy to go upward, just do it. It's not a fun place to be, okay? Because then you might want to be in this whole Neptune and Pisces, Saturn and Pisces energy, where you can be selling your own goddamn self pipe dreams, living on fantasy island, and you can be there for so long, and with the vices and everything, and just be sitting there forever. And you know, here goes months down the line, and you're just like, oh shit, I'm back. And it's just like, you done missed X, Y, and Z. You missed all these opportunities, all these doors opening for you. You missed everything. Like, you don't want to be there, okay? Because then you're going to be definitely emotionally unavailable. You're just going to lose all emotion towards everything. Have no emotional intelligence for others either. So it's going to suck. So you don't want to do that, you guys, okay? Some things are, you know, better left unsaid. Some things you may want to keep to yourself, but still heal your own self privately, or you may want to speak with someone else to heal, right? Totally up to you. But I feel like if you guys use this energy for good, you know, stay in the present, focus on one day at a time, hour by hour if you need to. We have Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune here, okay? Like I said, closing out that old stuff, right? We're also closing out the cycle of Jupiter and Aries, so it's going to be in Taurus tomorrow, which is funny that this card actually came out. It's kind of like, yes, no more fire energy. I'll talk about Jupiter and Taurus tomorrow, but good things could be coming. Good things can be brewing. Like I said, this energy with all these aspects that I talked about today, it's definitely really good for finances, really good for business, really good for taking care of your duties, responsibilities, and obligations, really coming up with creative ideas, how to get out of the box, to be innovative. That's just bottom line the energy that we're in. Period. I'm sorry, but it's going to be on your head. It's going to be there. And really act on that. Okay? Really act on that. So it's time to get focused. It's time to really get focused. Okay? 8 of Pentacles. Focus. What do you want to focus on? What do you want to see? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Who are you going to bring along with you? how do you want to feel? How do you want your mind, your body, your soul to feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? There's all certain areas in life that you could work on. What chakra do you want to live in right now? Do you want to live in your crown? Because that's a whole nother dimension with a whole nother hertz frequency. Or are you living in your root chakra, which is the lowest? You know, what dimension are you living in right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you pick and choose. It's time to get aligned. Okay, and that's also Mercury energy here we have on this card too. That's Virgo energy. Virgo's really good with finding out the fine details of things. And that's the energy. This is really all just confirmation. I don't even know why I pulled it, but sometimes it's cool to hear confirmation, right? When I'm pulling cards versus me just talking to you people on cards. So it's the same thing. Finding out the details, guys, right? Also, too, it's kind of like making sure you have your sword ready, okay? It's kind of like right now you're fighting. If you feel like you're like fighting for your life, like if you feel like you're like, damn, like, I don't know, what's an example? Like if you feel like you're not having like a breakthrough, like some people are like just itching for a breakthrough or itching for something, some change to come in or something like major shift to happen. I feel like you have to recognize there's shifts happening all the time. It's just all about your perception on the shifts. What are you paying attention to? That's the thing, okay? You might not be seeing it. Some of you are, though. Some of you are like, you know what? Okay, what's the point of doing all of this if I have no one to do it with or no one to do it for, aka a relationship or aka a soul group or friendship or whatever have you. You got to do it for yourself. Do it for you. Do it for you. Like, I always tell myself, like, I was just talking about this yesterday. I was saying, you know, I used to care about numbers back in the day. Like, I used to care about, like, people supporting me and all that stuff. But I come to find out that only put me in a detriment. I just see who's supporting me and who's not, and then I just move along now. And now I just document everything for myself. So now when I look back at my old YouTube videos or old TikTok posts or old Instagram posts, I'm looking at how I grew. You know what I mean? Like my little documentary, my little Netflix documentary on, you know, like just seeing how I evolved, how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like I did it for me, you know? And so once you kind of put yourself in that energy, then you stop caring about what others think about you, because damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, you could be a person that's 120 pounds or you could be 300 pounds. You're going to get shunned either way you look, period. So why give a fuck? Your opinion should only matter. You only need validation from yourself, right? So we got to change. We got to evolve. We got to grow. We got to move. Think of ways to move. Six of Swords energy, okay? Aquarian energy. Thinking of ways to just kind of go. Some of us are moving away from old patterns and behaviors. Some of us are literally moving. Some of us are just trying, like, barely, you know, keeping our head above water. But guess what? Every day you're still making it some way, somehow, right? See how that works? So number 6 is divine feminine and divine masculine energy coming together. So finding that balance of getting uncomfortable with change, getting uncomfortable with the unknown. 6 of Swords, okay? So bringing out that inner child is going to help you through this time, you guys. Like activities, healing the inner child, but also bringing out those inner child activities as well. Having a nice balance with, you know, getting serious, but not stressing yourself out to death. And just making sure, you know, you feel good here. Like, it starts with you, okay? Having fun, bringing that warm, lighthearted energy, whatever makes you happy, and being around those people that actually do that for you too, like give you goosebumps. This could even be a song if you don't want to mess with people, if you're an introvert. You know, like music, the food, whatever makes you feel, you know, that feel-good kind of an energy. I like summer because it kind of brings, like, I call it, it's that old school 90s backyard barbecue flow vibe that I get every time it starts to be summer. You know what I'm saying? And that's that, like, I start listening to oldies now. Like, I just started just, yeah, like, you know, even the Montel Jordan, this is how we do it. Or, like, what's that, that barbecue song where it was, like, on a Sunday afternoon, it's just me, I was chilling in the park, waiting for the sun to go down. You know that song? Oh my God. See, that's the vibe it brings for me. So we got to get there, guys. We have to, we're probably uncomfortable with certain things, but we got to do it. We got to walk away. Some of us might feel melancholy, sad, frustrated. That's that Five of Chalices kind of an energy, and you're keeping it in. Don't let that energy sit in there. Find a way to bridge the gap. Find a way to let it out. Whether you got to talk to a person, journal it, find some way, an outlet, because you don't want to end up causing yourself to get sick, because you create a disease on yourself from harnessing so much negative energy, and it could be anywhere in your body. It could be in your face, side of your face, it could be on your toe, it could be your ankle, your neck, your back, you know what I'm saying, your arms, fingers. That's what I said. It's good to do like a nice fire cleanse before the moon goes into, Jupiter goes into Taurus, and then when the moon changes out, do a fire cleanse right now and hydrate when you do that. But yeah, that's pretty much confirmation of everything, you know, where the Astro events are located, you guys. If you guys don't have any other questions, I'm gonna end the live. So that's pretty much it, guys. Make sure you strap on your spiritual seatbelt, enjoy the journey. You guys can always book, services with me on my website, bixnfdark.com. If you ever need some insight, clarity, if you need, someone to hold space for you, need support, you need a bat signal, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, I'm here for you guys. So don't forget to smash the subscribe button, click the button next to it, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.